Hello YouTube, this is your boy Fun Time to be sure, and welcome back to some great battles of medieval history. Today, we're gonna be doing the French campaign mission on the last series. We completed the English campaign on the Battle of Agincourt, which was the last chapter of this game for the English side. Right now, we're going to focus on the part 2 of the 100 Years' War, starting with the French point of view of the war, where the battle was turning into their favor. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. So, we're going to go through the French campaign, insane difficulty, as always, and taking a look at battle cards. So these are our starting battle cards, and this is our starting army. And at this point, this is the year 1429. This is the year where a particular maiden from Orleans, her name is Joan of Arc, a teenage knight, female teenage knight, who took a stand against the English in the 100 Years' War after their little minor break between the years after King Henry V's death. So, and with her skills and military knowledge, she was chosen to lead the French army in this battle, which is Orleans, the Battle of Orleans. So, but before we get started, we're gonna change our army setup real quick. So, I want to reorganize them if I can. Yes, I can. So we have our archer. And this is where we get to witness how the crossbows on the French side works. Because on the previous side, the English side, we didn't able to get the crossbows because the English only specialize in longbows and guns. So, and it's the same story for the French. They don't specialize in longbows. They only specialize in crossbows. So, I'm just gonna change some of their uniforms as we go. I don't know which one to choose. I think I choose this one when I first played it. That one. You can stay in that color. This guy, instead of rocking with the axe, I traded out with the hammer, so he can have some sort of increase anti-cavalry stats. This guy can stay with the sword. And I'm going to change him this. I think we're good to go. So, we get to start off with 2 crossbowmen, 2 cavalry, obviously our general. If I can click on him, here we go. So 2 cavalry, our general, and our early lancers. We have our axemen, our light axemen. We get heavy spearmen. And then we got our light swordsmen. So, without further ado, let's do this. Battle of Orleans, Chapter 1.
Most piteous was France, for she was a conquered nation. There was great woe, for the English king had gained the throne. The rightful king was Charles the Dauphin, but he lived in fear. France still held Orléans, but this city was besieged. Prophecies foretold that one day a maid would rescue France, and so it was with hope that many greeted Joan of Arc's arrival. Angrily, the generals did dispute her tactics, for who was this but a peasant girl, and only 17? In 1429, Joan attacked Tourelle, just outside Orléans. The French were pressed to match her pace, but protect her they must, for Joan might represent salvation.
Alright, that was the intro to chapter 1. So now you know what's going on the French point of view of part 2 of the war. So this is Joan of Arc. We can't command her. She's auto-ordered, so whenever we start the battle, she's already going to be attacking a group of enemy squadrons. So before I rearrange my army, let's take a look at these troops. So we have peasants, we have some heavy infantry, we have some light swordsmen, we have our first dismounted knight, we have another group of archers, we have some spears, some peasants, some men-at-arms at first contact, and another group of archers. So the way I beat it was I put my cavalry units way over here dealing with these two squads and units. Then I put my crossbowmen in between my spearman because he has the highest defense. And I put my axemen over here right by my other group of crossbowmen, and then my swordsmen can just go along with Joan of Arc. So you want to attack, you want to target these group of archers first before you do anything else. So yeah, so and this is it. So let's start. The goal is in this mission, do not let Joan of Arc die, or rout, because if she rout, you lose the battle automatically. So the goal is to not let her rout, but at the same time crush the English army. So as you can see, my cavalry are doing very well, taking down that group of enemies. I forgot to tell my guys to attack. So you want those guys to attack. Joan of Arc, she's probably going to try to go around, and yeah. These guys are struggling a bit. Tell these guys to move forward, so that way they can get some shots in against the enemy. These guys can distract them. That's a problem of Joan of Arc dealing with those spearmen. I don't want her to engage those guys. That's just a problem. just not good at all. Hopefully she has the defense. I mean, those guys are level 1, so they really shouldn't be a big of a problem. Those guys are inexperienced. It's just as inexperienced as my army, so I hope she can last a little longer than usual. So far, we're able to crush most of their forces. But those knights are, oh no. I might have to tell my archers to engage. Not archers, my crossbowmen. Well, they're the same thing. I might tell them to engage so that they won't do as much damage to her. Yeah. Okay. You might actually have a chance. Our guys are just routed. Yeah, there goes our cavalry and our general. So, but we still have our? Oh, you. Okay. That's not good either. It's just these 2 units of infantry. I think we can fight them off if I play my cards right. Okay. That's it. They can honestly go deal with those guys. Joan of Arc is just gonna help me. Well, she was gonna help me against those maiden armies, but my guys took care of that. But Joan of Arc can help. With, yeah, we're doing pretty well. So would you look at my French army? Already making a victorious advance against the English. We just have this longbow over there. Let me tell my crossbowmen to deal with them. And we're victorious. That is Chapter 1, Battle of Orleans. We have killed 118 of them, and we lost 44 of our troops out of 100. And we have the pointed shield heavy infantry army, and we have 2 new records. And we have 300 gold to spend on. So what I'm going to do is spend some skill points on our guys to get better at combat. That is the first thing you should do when every squad in this game that levels up. Spend skill points in improving your army. So, and then now, since we have done that, because most of them are still level 1, we're gonna give them better gear. So, let's start first our general. So I'm gonna rock with the same equipment setup that I did with the English for the general. You know, the cutting sword, the pointed shield. Honestly, the best setup for best combat setup for the general. You can rock with any other equipment setup with your army if you have this game. So, but that's just my general idea of how you should equip your general. Now let's move on to our swordsman. I feel like he should be good on his own for now until we get more gold. Let's move on to our spearman. I want him to have the new spear, the partisan spear. Just look at that, he is better. Now we just need the large shield so he can have ultimate defense. We don't get the battle axe yet until a certain chapter, and I want one of my guys to have, one of my archers to have a better weapon. Here we go. there goes all our gold. So that is chapter 1. We're gonna do this side mission, and then once we're done with the side mission, we're gonna call it a day. So here we go. Our first side mission from the French campaign. I'm going to tell him, because here's how I did it when I first played. So I put my spearmen. Normally, when they have large shields, I'll put my spearmen on this side of the map and tell them to go over here. I put my crossbowmen right here on these 2 tiles and tell them to attack this guy right here. Now, in this mission, you do not want your army to spread out a bit too much. You want them to stick together as close as possible, because how far the enemy is spread out, and the different types of specialized enemies. Like for this example, so let's examine. So we have 2 archers, they're both peasants. We have a group of peasants over here. There's another group of peasants. We have another group of peasants. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So you have swordsmen right here, and then you have another group of infantry. Those are men-at-arms that are level 3, so they are the highest in this side mission. You have another group of infantry that has poleaxes, and then we have a group of cavalry over here, mountain men-at-arms on this side of the map. Now, you want to, when you do this mission, you want to get rid of the transport guards and get the wagons. You want the get the wagons so you can get some gold from it. So, and this is how I know about stuff. My army. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Tell my cavalry to move. I want my general to focus on that guy, because he's gonna shoot. Yeah, he's gonna shoot one of my crossbowmen, and that's not good. You want to have less casualties as possible in this early part of the game. There you go. Because it comes as a tricky ride, my friends. I basically want those group of archers to be eradicated by my crossbowmen. And like I said, you do not want your army to be spread out as far as possible, at least until they get highly experienced enough in combat. So that way they can handle these types of squads on their own. And we're gonna get our first wagon, if we can take it down. Those group of men-at-arms are just gonna sit right there. I'm going to tell my forces to move back and regroup, and make sure they're on defense mode so they won't waste their stamina in marching mode as well. Tell my general to go back a tile or 2 for a little bit. Move my spearmen. And here comes their cavalry. Now, I'm going to tell my cavalry to fall back. I don't want those guys to engage just yet. And their archers are back. I don't want them to harass them yet. Yeah, I don't want them to harass my guys at all. I want these guys to stop their charge. And that's not good. Okay, so tell them to engage real quick. I want my archers to stop their archers from shooting. Yeah, I want them to stop. So if we can get that wagon now, I want my lancers to move over here because I don't want them to get shot. I mean, not shot. I want them to stay out of combat. Actually, I might tell them to just attack this set of soldiers. These, I'm gonna tell them to just go marching over. I'm gonna try and circle them. And that should be enough to, yeah, because that's all the rest. Those guys are coming back. Those don't count. Yeah, because we got this guy over here. Yeah, that should be all the soldiers. They can't reach them, so, but I want them to surround them because I don't want my guys to break on them yet. So yeah, surround them. And that is not good. That is not good. That is not good. Yeah, you see what I mean when I say you have to make sure your army is sticking the group. Yeah, I really meant that. Yeah, because that will happen. Okay, we just lost a cavalry unit. Hopefully my archers should deal with them. And yep, there goes my cavalry. My general. Alright, they should rally back. The only people that actually has enough stamina to fight is my archers. My crossbowmen. Correction. Hopefully, yeah, okay, my cavalry's coming back. Okay, we have a chance. We have a chance. We were slowly in defeat. Okay, yep, we have a chance. And that is the power of tactics. And they just took away 2 of my guys. That's not good. See, archers makes a huge turning point in battle. You use them effectively. See, that's how you should use archers in medieval games. You make them use a missile first, and then use them later in combat later. And there we go. That is the first side mission. Correction. First side mission in the French campaign. So all we need to do is get this last wagon, and then boom. It shouldn't be no problem. And there we go. That is the first side mission completed. And boy, we lost a lot. Alright, so before I end it, let's level up our guys. So obviously we're gonna rock with the bow proficiency with our crossbowmen to reduce the reload penalty. get some defense on our general so he can last longer. Get some defense skills for a swordsman. And we have 150, so we can spend on something for them, for our guys. We could get a group of heavy infantry. And lancers. So, what shall we do? I feel like we should get another group of heavy infantry. Yep, that'll work. So we got 2 heavy groups of infantry, swordsmen and spearmen, and then we're working on these guys. So, and that is it for the first French campaign. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you leave a like, share, comment if you want to see more of this new series that I'm doing for this game. And yeah, I'll be staying in touch with you guys, and another time I'll see you in the next video. Bye.